You might not think much about Antarctica at first, a frozen land of endless ice and mystery, but something extraordinary has emerged from this icy expanse, leaving the US government in a state of panic.
Beneath the 600 meters of ice below me is the most important point of all.
The discoveries are astounding, from Shackleton's shipwreck remains, which lingered for over a century in Antarctica's sea, to the only living vertebrate capable of surviving in these extreme conditions. So, let's dive in. 1. The endurance. Not every day you hear about a ship sinking and then popping back up on the radar over a century later. Well, not literally popping up, but you get the drift. Such was the case with Sir Ernest Shackleton's ship, the Endurance, which met its icy demise in 1915. Trapped by the unforgiving pack ice of Antarctica's Weddell Sea, the Endurance was crushed and sent to its watery grave, its location becoming one of maritime history's most elusive mysteries. That is, until the brave souls of the Endurance 22 expedition turned the tide on this long-standing enigma in March 2022. This daring quest was no small feat and was spearheaded by the Falklands Maritime Heritage Trust. They set off from Cape Town, aboard the South African polar research vessel, the S.A. Agulhas II, in early February 2022. Their mission? To find the Endurance using cutting-edge tech and to capture the wreck on film, all while touching it with nothing more than their eyes, in line with the Antarctic Treaty's preservation standards. Navigating through what's often dubbed the most treacherous seas on Earth, the team had their work cut out for them. They deployed state-of-the-art autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, equipped with sonar and cameras capable of peering beneath thick sea ice, transmitting what they saw back to the crew in real time. On March 5, 2022, the expedition struck gold, or rather, wood, locating the Endurance at a depth of about 3,008 meters, roughly 9,669 feet. It was found roughly 4 miles south of where it was initially thought to have sunk, according to the ship's captain, Frank Worsley's last records. The ship was shockingly well preserved, with its name still boldly visible on the stern. This ghost of the deep owes its eerie time capsule condition to the frigid, oxygen-starved waters of the deep Weddell Sea, which dramatically slow down decay and corrosion. Mensenbound, the director of exploration for the expedition, couldn't hide his excitement, proclaiming it the finest wooden shipwreck he'd ever seen and far surpassing any others. The team meticulously documented the site with photographs and video, piecing together a detailed 3D model of the wreck. Their careful approach made sure the Endurance's resting place remained as undisturbed as a shipwreck can be, set aside for future generations to marvel at. Who knows what other long-lost secrets are waiting under the waves? Perhaps the Endurance's rediscovery is just the tip of the iceberg for maritime mysteries. What do you think could be next to emerge from the depths? 2. The headless chicken monster in Antarctica. You might think spotting a sea creature in the Southern Ocean is business as usual for marine biologists, but when Australian scientists encountered the headless chicken monster near East Antarctica in October 2018, it was anything but ordinary. Officially known as Enypniastes eximia, this bizarre sea cucumber, previously only documented in the Gulf of Mexico, turned heads with its unusual appearance and even stranger nickname. The discovery was made possible by a stroke of technological genius from the Australian Antarctic Division, AAD. They developed some seriously tough underwater cameras that could handle the extreme cold and pressure typical of the Southern Ocean. These cameras were hitched to long lines in the toothfish fisheries, which meant they could capture the deep sea action without needing a full-on research expedition. Dr. Dirk Welsford, the AAD's program leader, couldn't believe his eyes when he first saw the footage. "Some of the footage we are getting back from the cameras is breathtaking," he remarked, clearly thrilled at capturing images of species never seen in these icy waters. And it wasn't just about getting cool footage. The cameras also gathered crucial data on how the seafloor stands up to commercial fishing, pinpointing areas that might need a bit more TLC. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, the headless chicken monster itself. This creature is no ordinary sea cucumber. With a translucent gelatinous body and fin-like appendages, it swims above the seafloor, which is pretty rare for its kind. Its quirky shape, reminiscent of a chicken sans head, definitely earns it its nickname. This critter isn't just a pretty or pretty odd face either. It's about 11 to 25 centimeters long and has a nifty trick of bioluminescence, flashing lights to scare off predators. This surprise appearance in Antarctic waters is big news for marine biology. It suggests that the headless headless chicken monster might have a wider habitat than we thought, which is exciting for conservationists. This finding helps support efforts by the Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources to set up marine protected areas, safeguarding these weird and wonderful ecosystems. With the help of robust, cost-effective technology, exploring the depths of the ocean is becoming easier. Dr. Welsford is optimistic about the future. Because the technology is now so portable and so cheap, we're hoping to put cameras on nearly every fishing boat that goes down south. This means more data, more discoveries, and who knows what other mysterious creatures we'll meet next. Could this be a new era of discovery in the deep sea? What might surface next on a fisherman's camera in the depths of our oceans? 3. Massive icebergs stuck spinning in ocean vortex off Antarctica. You might think icebergs are just giant chunks of ice floating aimlessly, but in 1986, a massive iceberg named A23A had other plans. Breaking away from Antarctica's Filchner-Ronne ice shelf, this behemoth covered an area of around 1,640 square miles. Yep, that's slightly larger than the state of Rhode Island. For over 30 years, A23A seemed content to stay put in the Weddell Sea, probably enjoying its icy solitude. But in 2020, it caught the travel bug and started drifting northward, riding the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, a massive ocean flow that circles the continent. Fast forward to early 2024, when scientists spotted something bizarre in the British Antarctic Survey, BAS. Instead of continuing its grand tour, A23A was caught in a dance, spinning in place near the South Orkney Islands, some 375 miles northeast of the Antarctic Peninsula. This wasn't your typical slow dance, though. It was spinning counterclockwise at about 15 degrees per day. Why, you ask? Well, blame it on a Taylor column, a swirling underwater vortex formed when ocean currents slam into obstacles like seamounts. In A23A's case, it was the Peary Bank seamount playing bouncer, trapping this massive iceberg in a natural spin cycle. Dr. Alex Brearley, an oceanographer with BAS, described the scene as A23A just chilling and spinning, possibly for months or even years, slowly melting away in its watery trap. In December 2023, curiosity got the better of the BAS team, and they sent out their research vessel, RRS Sir David Attenborough, to get up close and personal with A23A. The mission? To scoop up seawater samples around the iceberg and analyze how this icy giant affects the marine ecosystem and the ocean's carbon balance. Laura Taylor, a BAS biogeochemist involved in the expedition, shared their goal: to understand what life forms might gather around A23A and how icebergs like it could influence the broader environmental scales, from tiny plankton to global climate patterns. With A23A putting on a slow-motion ballet in the ocean, one has to wonder, are there other spinning icebergs out there? What could their twirls tell us about the mysterious underwater world they encounter? And just how do these icy behemoths manage to reshape the ecosystems they drift into? As we keep our eyes peeled on the icy dancers of the deep, who knows what other secrets they might reveal about our planet's complex climate system? 4. The discovery of microbe in Antarctica. Captain Robert Falcon Scott's British National Antarctic Expedition, also known as the Discovery Expedition, embarked in 1901 with a mission to chart the uncharted, Antarctica's frozen wilderness. Beyond braving the bone-chilling cold, the team was on a quest for knowledge, scooping up various biological samples from the depths of Antarctic lakes. Among them, some rather mysterious life forms. Fast forward over a century later, and those same samples, perfectly preserved, catch the eye of Dr. Anne Jungblut, a microbiologist at the Natural History Museum in London. In 2017, she took a deep dive into the DNA of these specimens, comparing the century-old cyanobacteria with their modern-day descendants from the same frosty regions. What she found was a surprise twist worthy of a time capsule. The genetic makeup of these ancient and modern cyanobacteria was almost identical. This revelation is a testament to the incredible resilience of these microorganisms. The unchanged DNA suggests that these tiny powerhouses have adaptations that let them thrive in extreme cold and isolation, unchanged by over 100 years of some of the harshest conditions on Earth. This isn't just about cool science, pun intended. It has big implications for how we understand life in extreme environments and how organisms adapt to them. It also rings a bell for climate scientists and ecologists, studying how these resilient microbes might be barometers of environmental change in one of the world's most sensitive and significant ecosystems. The enduring value of Scott's samples lies in their ability to bridge past and present, offering a unique snapshot of biological and environmental continuities and changes. With each microscopic life form frozen frozen in time, yet alive with possibilities, these samples are like a time traveler's diary, offering crucial insights for contemporary science. Who knew that a handful of bacteria could hold secrets of the past and keys to the future? Are there other historical samples out there waiting to tell their timeless tales? 5. The South Sandwich Trench. For those who are bent on making history, the team from the 5 Deeps expedition aimed to do so in early February 2019 under the leadership of the intrepid explorer Victor Vescovo. Their mission? To plunge into some of the most mysterious underwater spots on the planet, including the South Sandwich Trench, known for being one of the deepest parts of the world's oceans, stretching about 965 kilometers, 600 miles, near Antarctica, and reaching depths of over 8,000 meters, 26,247 feet. On February 4, 2019, Vescovo took control of the DSV limiting factor, a submarine engineered to withstand the extreme pressures found in the ocean's darkest corners. His destination? The very bottom of the South Sandwich Trench. Not only did he navigate these icy waters, but he also managed to set a record by diving to a depth of 7,434 meters, 24,390 feet, officially becoming the first person to visit the deepest part of the Southern Ocean. The technology on board was nothing short of cutting edge. Equipped with a Kongsberg EM-124 multi-beam sonar system, the submarine captured detailed images of the seafloor, aiding the team in mapping the trench accurately. This high-tech gear was crucial in pinpointing what they would later name the Factorian Deep, in honor of their trusty vessel, the limiting factor. But it wasn't just about setting records and mapping. A lot of science was also happening. Vescovo and his crew took the opportunity to collect samples of water and sediment from the trench's floor. These samples are like gold for scientists who study deep-sea environments, offering insights into the unique life forms that inhabit these extreme conditions. Despite the frigid temperatures and crushing pressures, the discoveries made by the team contribute valuable data that could unlock secrets of marine life adaptations in one of Earth's least understood habitats. So, what do you think? Could more undiscovered mysteries lie in wait in the deep, dark corners of our oceans? And who will be the next to follow in the footsteps of pioneers like Vescovo, pushing the limits to explore the unexplored? The ocean is vast, and its stories are far from all told. 6. Doomsday Glacier. You're not far off if you think the term Doomsday Glacier sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. But this isn't fiction. This is the real deal with the Thwaites Glacier, a colossal ice giant covering 192,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of Florida or Great Britain, sitting ominously in West Antarctica. The tale of Thwaites first unfolded to the wider world during Richard E. Byrd's third Antarctic expedition back in 1940, capturing imaginations and, years later, concerns. Its name honors Frederick T. Thwaites, a notable glacial geologist and professor emeritus at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. It was officially bestowed in 1967 after detailed mapping of the glacier's surface between 1959 and 1966. Fast forward a few decades, and scientists wielding satellite data from the 1990s began noticing something unsettling. Thwaites wasn't just sitting pretty. Its grounding line was on the move, retreating, while its ice flow picked up speed. This glacier wasn't merely changing, it was racing, and the implications for global sea levels started ringing alarm bells across the scientific community. Enter the heroes of our story, the International Thwaites Glacier Collaboration, ITGC, a $50 million research initiative launched in 2018 by the United States and the United Kingdom. This team, over 100 strong, rolled up their sleeves to dive deep into the icy mysteries of Thwaites. They're the detectives in this cold case, trying to piece together the puzzle of why this massive glacier is changing so quickly and what that means for the rest of us. In a plot twist worthy of a thriller, the ITGC made a chilling discovery in 2019. A massive cavity, nearly 1,000 feet tall, hiding beneath the glacier's surface. This cavernous void, spanning 2/3 the size of Manhattan, had formed shockingly over just 3 years. It's like finding a giant hole in the bottom of your boat while you're mid-ocean. Not exactly what you want to see. By 2020, ITGC scientists had drilled through 600 meters of ice, reaching an ocean cavity where they sent in a robotic submarine, IceFin. This brave little bot swam through icy waters, gathering crucial data on temperature, salinity, and currents, discovering that warm ocean waters conspired from 3 directions to hasten Thwaites' meltdown. Recent research from 2023 has turned up even more intriguing details. While much of the ice shelf appeared to be melting slower than expected, the real action was happening lying in the nooks and crannies, cracks and crevasses, where rapid melting was underway, offering a clearer yet complex picture of the changes shaking this icy giant. It's a riveting story of nature's power and human ingenuity at the intersection of Earth science and survival. And it begs the question, if Thwaites is just one chapter, what other secrets are hidden within Earth's icy reserves? Who knows what other discoveries await as we continue to unravel the mysteries of our planet's frozen frontiers? 7. The Giant Pyramid in Antarctica. Who doesn't love a good mystery, especially when it involves something as dramatic as a pyramid popping up where you least expect it, like, say, the icy expanse of Antarctica? This chilly puzzle began to unfold in 2016 when satellite images highlighted a pyramid-shaped peak in the Ellsworth Mountains. This towering formation stands a lofty 4,150 meters, 13,615 feet, tall, and is positioned at the precise coordinates of 79,658, 39, 25S, 81, 57, 32, 21W. At first glance, you might think someone had transported Egypt's Great Pyramid to the snow-drenched slopes of Antarctica. The resemblance was so uncanny that it kicked off a flurry of theories. Some suggested it was the handiwork of an ancient civilization, while others went a step further into sci-fi territory, proposing extraterrestrial architects. But before you pack your bags for a close encounter, let's turn to the experts. Eric Rigno, a professor of Earth System Science at the University of California, Irvine, sheds light on the situation. According to him, pyramid-like peaks are perfectly normal in mountainous terrains. Pyramid shapes are not impossible, he explains. Many peaks partially look like pyramids, but they only have 1 to 2 faces like that, rarely 4. This particular peak, known as a nunatak, is a mountain tip that juts out through layers of glacial ice. These unique structures are sculpted not by pharaohs or outer space visitors, but by the relentless forces of erosion acting over millions of years. The Ellsworth Mountains themselves are no strangers to wonder. Discovered in 1935 by American aviator Lincoln Ellsworth, these mountains have been a hotspot for scientific discovery, especially paleontological finds. Imagine finding fossils from the Cambrian period, some over 500 million years old, including the ancient trilobites. Despite the solid scientific explanations, the pyramid-shaped mountain continues to stir imaginations and fuel wild theories. It serves as a reminder of how our planet can still surprise us, crafting natural sculptures that rival even the most famous human-made landmarks. 8. The Bleeding Glacier in Antarctica. Back in 1911, during the British Antarctic expedition, an Australian geologist named Thomas Griffith Taylor stumbled upon a site that could easily be the backdrop for a spooky movie scene. While he was navigating the chilly terrains of Antarctica's McMurdo Dry valleys, he found himself face to face with a waterfall flowing straight out of the Taylor Glacier. But here's the twist. The water was a deep, eerie red. This bizarre phenomenon was so striking that it earned the name Blood Falls. At first, Taylor and his team thought the waterfall's red color might have come from red algae, but as it turns out, the true explanation is even more fascinating. The crimson flow is actually caused by iron-rich, hypersaline water seeping from beneath the glacier. When this mineral-laden liquid hits the air, it oxidizes and transforms into a rust color, giving the waterfall its bloody appearance. The source of Blood Falls is an ancient subglacial pool of seawater, estimated to be millions of years old and buried under about 400 meters, 1,312 feet of ice. This prehistoric pool has stayed liquid thanks to its high salt content, which is about 2 to 3 times saltier than your average ocean wave, keeping its freezing point unusually low. Researchers have since uncovered that Blood Falls isn't just a natural oddity, it's a hotspot for extreme life forms. Geomicrobiologist Jill McCookie led a team that identified 17 different types of microbes thriving in these harsh conditions. These tiny survivalists live in complete darkness, endure freezing temperatures, and have no oxygen to breathe. Instead, they get by metabolizing sulfate and ferric ions, a type of dining that hadn't been documented in nature before their discovery. Because science never sleeps, in December 2014, McCookie's team took things further by sending a probe named Ice Mole into the glacier to collect and analyze samples directly from the source of Blood Falls. Their findings shed light on the chemical makeup and unique microbial community living in this isolated ecosystem, offering clues about life's potential to endure the extremes. This revelation isn't just cool Antarctic trivia, it has broader implications for our search for life beyond Earth. Places like the subsurface oceans of Jupiter's moon, Europa, might host similar forms of life waiting to be discovered. So, what do you think? Could the secrets of Blood Falls help us find alien life out there in the cosmos? And what other mysterious isolated environments on our own planet might be hiding life forms we've yet to imagine? 9. Villa Las Estrellas. Tucked away on King George Island, part of the South Shetland Islands chain, lies a unique slice of civilization amidst the icy expanse of Antarctica. Villa Las Estrellas, which translates poetically to the Stars Village, is not your average neighborhood. Established by Chile in 1984, this settlement marks one of the few places where civilians can actually live on this frosty frontier. The origins of Villa Las Estrellas are rooted in strategy as much as science. Chile, keen on reinforcing its territorial claims in the Antarctic region, set up this village to demonstrate a serious, sustained presence. Officially inaugurated on April 9, 1984, under the auspices of the Chilean government, the village was more than a claim, it was a commitment. Designed to support both the minds at work and their families, Villa Las Estrellas stands out among Antarctic bases. This village boasts all the essentials for year-round living: a school for education, a hospital for health needs, a post office, a bank, and even a quaint souvenir shop for those who want to take a piece of the ice back home. The Chapel of St. Mary, Queen of Peace, provides a spiritual refuge, completing the portrait of community life at the edge of the world. Life here comes with its quirks, especially in medical practices. Due to the remote location and the basic surgical facilities available, there's an unusual health prerequisite. Residents must have their appendix removed before settling in. This preemptive strike against appendicitis, a potential emergency that would be difficult to manage here, highlights the unique challenges of living in such isolation. The population of Villa Las Estrellas ebbs and flows with the seasons, swelling to around 150 residents during the sunnier summer months and dropping to about 80 when the harsh Antarctic winter takes hold. These numbers reflect the transient nature of life at the poles, where extreme conditions dictate the rhythm of human activity. Now, isn't it fascinating to think about living in such an extraordinary place? Imagine being one of the few to brave the cold, cut off from the world, yet part of a vibrant community striving to thrive in one of Earth's last frontiers. How would you adapt to the challenges and charms of Antarctic life? Or, better yet, what other vertebrates can survive there? 10. Icefish found in Antarctica. 1927, something remarkable happened during a Norwegian expedition to Bouvet Island in the Southern Ocean. Zoologist Ditlev Rustad, while exploring the chilly waters, hauled up an unusual catch: a fish with a protruding jaw, creamy white gills, and what's that, transparent blood? Yes, Rustad stumbled upon what he whimsically dubbed the white-blooded crocodile fish, which we now know as the icefish. The icefish is no ordinary fish. It belongs to the family Channichthydae and boasts a rather ghostly feature. It lacks hemoglobin in its blood. This eerie adaptation means its blood is clear, which works wonders in the oxygen-rich, frigid waters of the Southern Ocean. Without any scales to speak of, and with blood that could star in a sci-fi film, the icefish captured scientists' fascination everywhere. So why is this fish's clear blood so intriguing? It's all about survival. In the sub-zero Antarctic waters, red-blooded creatures might struggle, but the icefish thrives. Its blood contains antifreeze glycoproteins, preventing it from freezing and allowing it to live comfortably in what, for most, would be inhospitable conditions. This incredible survival trick offers a fascinating glimpse into how life evolves to master extreme environments. Fast forward to January 2022, and the icefish are making headlines again. Researchers uncovered a massive breeding colony in the southern Weddell Sea of Antarctica. Imagine finding about 60 million nests spread over a 240 square kilometer area, a true testament to the icefish's thriving population and a spectacular peek at Antarctic biodiversity. The discovery of the icefish by Ditlev Rustad nearly a century ago, paired with ongoing research, dramatically enriches our understanding of life's resilience and adaptability. Each finding peels back a layer of the vast mysteries of evolution and how creatures conquer the coldest corners of the planet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories and discoveries. And the next time you hear about something unusual in the most remote corners of the Earth, you'll know there's always more than meets the eye. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.